Quest update. V40 is here. Yes, it's the big 40 for the Quest software version, so that must mean some big stuff in the update, right? Not necessarily. It's a little underwhelming, but let's talk about what there is, and we'll also get into some important news after we talk about the update. First of all, as always, this update is rolling out, so it doesn't mean that you're going to get it right away, but when you do, the first thing you'll be able to do is now use App Unlock. Not only will you be able to use the unlock pattern now with your device, but you can actually restrict specific apps and games with an unlock pattern, which means if you have someone that is using your Quest that you don't want using some of the more violent games maybe, or something that's not age appropriate, you can actually lock that application with a pattern. You can actually go through and lock specific applications one at a time if you want, which just gives a lot more security when it comes to parental supervision. Also added were secure payments. Anyone using 3D Secure will now be able to use the payment method inside of the headset. It used to only be allowed in the Oculus mobile application, but now authorization can actually be made inside of your headset. So if you're using a 3DS enabled credit card, you can now do it in VR and do the authorization step inside of the headset. It does say though that for in-app purchases, it'll have to be opted in by the developer. So there might be instances where you still need to go into the application, but by and large, buying games should now be easier if you use 3DS enabled credit cards. Also, more keyboards. Yes, more tracked keyboards are coming in this update. Previously, we've had the Logitech K830, which I have, and the Apple Magic keyboard. Well, now they're adding in 3 new keyboards, which you may have or you may want to look into getting. The Apple Magic keyboard with the numeric keypad, as well as the Logitech K375S and the Logitech MX keys. Also, more accessibility options, this time for audio accessibility, which is great to always have more accessibility options. This includes the ability to turn on mono audio, allowing you to hear the same thing from both sides and taking away the spatial audio effect. It also allows you to enable adjusting the balance of the left and right audio channels. It says in the blog, for instance, if you hear better in your right ear, you could adjust the balance towards the left to help center the audio, or set the slider all the way to the right for better clarity. This will allow you more options for when you're playing VR. They are under the accessibility tab in the settings menu. They've also added end-to-end encryption for Messenger. It says on the blog, with V40, we're testing optional end-to-end encryption for Messenger's one-to-one messages and calls in VR. Whether you're telling mom about your wedding plans, talking Echo VR strategy with friends, or discussing confidential work projects, you can add an extra layer of privacy and security to your personal chats with our industry-leading technology. Also, the controller settings are now moving from the experimental status into the settings panel. Controller settings allow you to adjust the settings for accessibility, wear and tear, ability to adjust the offset. That's moving from experimental into the regular settings. Well, that's it for V40. Like I said, nothing major, kind of underwhelming, but there are some other things we can talk about, including some Pavlov Shack news. Before we jump into the other news, one quick note: if you have not seen BMF Gaming, jump over to the link in the description and subscribe, as I'm starting to post a lot more Quest gaming on that channel. There's already 2 videos with another video coming out tomorrow. I'm going to be featuring more Quest games, plus App Lab games, and even some older stuff, just to be able to showcase more for you than what I'm able to show here on the regular BMF VR channel. So jump down to the link in the description and subscribe to BMF VR Gaming for more Quest 2 gaming videos. Pavlov Shack is finally moving into QA submission. They're preparing the build to go into QA to move to the official Quest store from App Lab, which sounds like great news, but with it comes some negative news for Quest 1 users. The developer on Twitter said, as we prepare Shack for release on the Oculus store, we've made the decision to drop Quest 1 support as we encountered performance regression / issues on the new engine. This forced our hand to focus on Quest 2. We'll be releasing the final beta soon and submit to Oculus QA for release. So, unfortunately, when it releases on the Quest store, Pavlov Shack will not support Quest 1, which is a huge blow because a lot of people have been wanting the game since Quest 1 launch, and a lot of people, I'm sure, are playing the game as it's free right now on their Quest 1. So needless to say, when it does launch, on the official Quest store. It will not be launching for Quest 1, unfortunately. This is only one of a growing number of games that have been launched or launching for just the Quest 2. Speaking of the original Quest, it's actually been 3 years since the Quest 1 launched this month, which is quite a long time really for technology. So considering it's been 3 years, it's sad to see games slowly dropping support, but somewhat understandable with the technology being 3 years plus old. Also, when it comes to the Quest login options, Facebook login has been a controversial topic. Well, a while ago it was said they were working on allowing people to not use Facebook login, not requiring it anymore. Well, this week, Boz in an AMA said when asked about what was going on with the Facebook login, yes, this is still in the works, still on the way. One does not simply change the account structure. It turns out that those data privacy regulations around how data is owned, how it's moved, how it's managed are of critical importance to how we work at Meta, and we're having to work with all due care and diligence as we make these transitions. But we are still working on this. It's still going to happen, so stand by. So it is going to happen. It's just taking longer due to data privacy and all the different levels of security they have to go to be able to make it work properly. Hopefully it comes sooner rather than later, as I know a lot of people will be very happy about it, but we don't have any information on when it could actually be coming. Also, if you're a fan of Quake 3 Arena, Team Beef has ported it over to the Quest 2. You can get it on SideQuest if you know how to sideload, and it actually comes with a free demo of Quake 3 Arena, or you can actually buy the game and there's instructions on how you can sideload the full game files into your Quest 2 to actually play the full game. As with the other ports, it looks awesome. I haven't had the chance to try it yet, but I do remember playing this quite a long time ago, a lot of it, so I'm very excited to be able to try it out. I'll put a link down in the description to where you can grab that and check it out if you want. Also, a new game was added to the coming soon section of the Quest store. We knew this game was coming out, but not necessarily when, and this is The Last Clockwinder. The game is actually coming out in June, I believe June 2nd actually, which is quite sooner than I expected it to be. The description says, create intricate clockwork contraptions out of your own clones and restore life to an ancient tree. All I know is it's a puzzle game where you create contraptions out of clones, and it sounds like a lot of fun. I'm very excited to try it out when it launches next month. Well, there you go. That's all I've got for you this week. Not a whole heck of a lot going on, but what are your thoughts? I'm not sure what you could have for thoughts about V40, given that it was a pretty underwhelming update, but if you have some thoughts, let me know down below in the comments, or if you have something to say about Pavlov Shack or Quake 3, or maybe the Facebook login. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on any of these topics in the comments. And if you want to get the most out of your Quest and your Quest 2, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications. And you can check out even more of my videos right there on the screen. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and happy questing.